Whether you're a fan of the White Wolf or just need to know more for the sake of scratching that fantasy itch, stay tuned today as we look through everything you need to know about the second season of The Witcher. Believe me, you'll want to stick around for this. But first, a simple reminder on how to enter our brand new giveaway. We will be giving away either an iPhone X Max, the new iPad mini, or a MacBook Pro. It's all your choice. So be sure to leave a like, comment the keyword, subscribe, and turn on notifications to enter the giveaway. It's really that simple. Let's talk about the release date. Considering how The Witcher 3: Wild Hunt has become one of the most popular and critically acclaimed role-playing games in recent history, Netflix knew that their adaptation of the video game and set of novels before that was going to be a big hit with their audience. In fact, the streaming platform had such confidence in the property that they decided to give the green light to a second season before the release of the first. As such, we can say that The Witcher Season 2 was confirmed on November 13, 2019, but this was before the world was flung into darkness by the global health situation. So has anything changed? Well, boys and girls, you'll be happy to hear that Netflix has not reneged on their promise to renew the popular series for a second season, but it must be said that the production has run into some major difficulties due to the global health situation. Production was even halted for a few months due to the health and safety concerns of the cast and crew of the show. Since production is now resumed, however, we can have hope that any delay to the release date of the second season won't be too long. Although the season doesn't have a set release date just yet, we can use the Netflix release schedule and make amendments due to the effects of the global health situation to roughly judge when it will be coming out. Where Netflix shows have a tendency to come back to the platform on a yearly basis, it must be kept in mind that the production costs of The Witcher are incredibly high. Not only does the VFX department of the show have to work overtime to ensure a timely release with the virtual effects being abundant in the series, the filming of the show also needs to coincide with the time Henry Cavil has available. Considering how desirable he is as an actor, this can be quite the task. As such, with all things properly considered, we can likely expect the second season of The Witcher to grace our Netflix interfaces around March 2021. But hey, who knows? Maybe Netflix will surprise us all by announcing a date much sooner than this. Come on, Netflix, make our day! How about the cast? Fans of The Witcher will be happy to hear that the role of Geralt of Rivia will be reprised by the one and only Henry Cavil, who, believe it or not, has actually been a fanboy of the Witcher series for years already. Not only has he read all the books and played each and every video game in the franchise, he's said on numerous occasions that he relates to the character of Geralt and thus finds it rewarding to play him. Since Cavill is a real fanboy of the series, he's been seen to go over and above what is needed for the show, disclosing in an interview that he even made breakfast and slept in his armor so that he could feel how Geralt feels at all times. Apparently, this also helped to make the armor look older than originally made, so this was definitely a good decision to make. It's not just Cavill that will be making a return to the series though, as we can expect to see the beautiful Anya Chalotra taking on the role of Yennefer once more, while Freya Allan graces the screen as Geralt's daughter in the making, Ciri. Oh, and of course, who can forget the talented Joey Beatty, who had everyone belting out "Toss a coin to your Witcher" at the top of their lungs upon hearing it on the show. He will be returning as Jaskier, the Netflix version of Dandelion from the books. As far as new cast members go, the most recognizable name is probably that of Christopher Hivju. Okay, maybe not the most recognizable name, but I guarantee you know his face. He's mostly known for his portrayal of Tormund Giantsbane of Game of Thrones fame, and will be portraying Nivellen in The Witcher, a man-turned-monster which shares similarities with the Disney concept of Beauty and the Beast. Other new cast members of importance include Kim Bodnia as Vesemir, who serves as the mentor and father figure of Geralt, Agnes Bjorn as Varina, a powerful vampiric humanoid and love interest of Nivellen, and Tua Erstil Rasmussen as Eskel, another Witcher of the Wolf School trained by Vesemir. With a cast of gold, it looks like Season 2 of the fantasy series is already set for success. Here's what we know about the plot. Lauren Schmidt-Hissrich is the American television producer known by fans of The Witcher to be the showrunner of the Netflix adaptation, using both her skill and knowledge to bring the action and lore of the series to the silver screen. Admittedly, Hissrich has been pretty quiet about what fans can expect from the plot of Season 2. She has, however, revealed that the second season will be catered towards the bringing together of some of our favorite characters and seeing exactly how they interact with one another. The introduction of Ciri to Yennefer, a name she shouted towards the end of Season 1 upon meeting Geralt for some or other reason, is sure to be electric. It's also possible that the show introduces Triss Merigold as the rival love interest of Geralt, causing some much-needed tension between her and the powerful Yennefer. All we know for sure is what Hissrich has said for certain about Season 2, which is, "What's great about Season 2, I can tell you, is that in what we've written, the story becomes much more focused. There's a strong drive in the story because all of the relationships that we've been setting up in Season 1 actually start to come into fruition in Season 2. Lastly, we know for sure that the plot of Season 2 is due to flow far more logically than the plot of Season 1. Hisrich has disclosed in an interview that where she still believes the time jumps used in Season 1 were necessary to bring the viewer up to speed with the complex lore and context of the world of The Witcher, the events of Season 2 are likely to play out far more chronologically. We can thus expect a season that plays out similar to the third video game in the franchise, flowing logically and aimed towards building character developments and arcs. All in all, that sounds great to me. Here's what we expect from the plot. The last season of The Witcher was based quite heavily on the first novel, The Last Wish, by Andrzej Sapkowski, and although logic dictates that the next book would be a great start to the second season, it's been said that the next season will instead be based on an amalgamation of the source material. In other words, we can go ahead and expect the unexpected. As I said earlier, I think it would be quite interesting to see a love triangle between Yennefer, Triss, and Geralt, especially since the viewer hasn't been able to see the powerful anger and jealousy that Yennefer can conjure up. As characters, both her and Triss have a lot more to show, and I'm hoping the second season dives into this more. Secondly, considering the casting calls made for characters such as Vesemir and Eskel, I believe it's safe to say that a portion of Season 2 will take place near Kaer Morhen, the official training grounds and keep of the Witchers of the School of Wolf. It's possible that this is where Geralt takes Ciri, and possibly meets up with Yennefer once more. Casting calls have also introduced us to characters like Nivellen and Verina, who fans know from A Quest of the White Wolf, where Geralt hears stories of a man cursed to walk the plains as a monster for all eternity. When discovering that Nivellen can withstand silver, unlike any other monster, Geralt is stumped. Before I give too much away, let me just finish by saying it's an emotional journey full of action and lore, and I have high hopes that Hisrich will do justice to it. Finally, let's talk about that last quote where the talented showrunner revealed that there is a strong drive in the story. What could she have meant by this? Well, boys and girls, it's possible that Season 2 will be diving headfirst into the storyline of the Wild Hunt, where Ciri is in the process of being hunted by supernatural and demonic forces of the same name. Not only will Geralt need to provide her with training in the art of the Witcher, but in the use of her powers as well, all while protecting her from the evils that are on the way. It's likely that this will be the overarching story of the season, while all other arcs are fit in as stops along the way. But then again, we don't know anything for sure. What monsters do we expect to see? The Witcher series is known for its immaculate and well thought out selection of monsters, many which have already made their appearance in the Netflix adaptation. Since not much else is known about Season 2, I thought it might be a good idea to name some creatures fans would love to see in the upcoming season. Think of the vampire, for example, which in The Witcher is a race of creatures rather than a singular bloodsucker. Everything from the insatiable Bruxa to the beastly Ekimara, these creatures were born as vampiric spawns, not made as television shows of today would have us believe. Or better yet, fans would love the Leshen to be introduced to the series. There's nothing better, after all, than having Geralt show off his Witcher skills against an elder relic with control over the natural elements of the forest. Come on, Netflix, make it happen. The Witcher is easily going to be one of the most watched TV series once it's released for the second season, don't you think? Anyway, that wraps up the video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.